Welcome to my channel. Tonight we descend into the abyss, a place where fear reigns and shadows whisper. Today we journey into the heart of 4chan, the infamous online forum where anonymity breeds both creativity and chaos. A digital graveyard of disturbing images, cryptic messages, and most unsettling of all, true horror stories. Are you brave enough to face them?
Our first tale takes us deep into the world of gaming, where a young man stumbled upon a cartridge, a seemingly harmless piece of plastic holding the power to unlock a terrifying truth. This is the story of Ben Drowned. Imagine, if you will, the soft glow of a CRT monitor illuminating a darkened room. The air crackles with anticipation as the game boots up, its familiar melody a siren song drawing you in. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, a classic, or so our protagonist thought. Purchased from a seemingly ordinary online auction, the cartridge bore strange markings, almost like faded scratch marks. But eager to relive his childhood, he dismisses them as nothing more than wear and tear. Little did he know these were the first whispers of a nightmare, a ghostly residue clinging to the plastic. As he navigates the pixelated world, a sense of unease creeps in. Glitches plague his game, the music warping into a discordant symphony of dread. And then he sees him, a statue eerily familiar, its hollow eyes seeming to follow his every move. His name, Ben, a name etched into the save file, a name that sends shivers down his spine. The game, once a source of comfort, becomes a prison, a digital purgatory haunted by a presence both malevolent and mournful. Days melt into sleepless nights as the lines between the game and reality blur. The glitches intensify, the once vibrant world now a decaying reflection of its former self. He tries to escape, to shut it off, but Ben is always there, his haunting image burned into the screen, his laughter echoing in the silence. Driven to the brink, he delves into the game's code, desperately searching for answers. He uncovers a hidden message board, filled with cryptic posts, whispers of a tragic accident, a drowning. Ben, they say, was real. A boy trapped, his essence forever intertwined with the game he loved. The realization hits him like a ton of bricks. He's not just playing a game, he's interacting with a ghost, a digital entity desperate to break free from his electronic chains. Fear gives way to a chilling empathy. Ben's pain, his sorrow, it bleeds through the pixels, a desperate plea for help. He tries to help Ben find peace, to release him from his digital prison, but some wounds run too deep, some spirits too lost.
Our next journey into the heart of internet horror takes us to a place where shadows stretch and reality itself seems to warp. A place where a simple image, a blank face staring back at you from the darkness, can send chills down your spine. This is the story of Slender Man. He emerged from the depths of an online forum, a blank canvas onto which users projected their deepest fears. A tall, gaunt figure, faceless and impossibly thin, clad in a black suit, his long, slender arms reaching out like the tendrils of a nightmare. At first, he was just a creepypasta, a fictional horror story shared online. But something about him resonated, his image seeping into the collective unconscious, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. Stories began to circulate, whispers of sightings in the dead of night, lurking in the background of photographs, a spectre always watching, always waiting. He became a modern-day boogeyman, his legend fueled by the very fear he inspired. They say he preys on the vulnerable, the innocent, children drawn to his unsettling allure. He appears in their dreams, a silent stalker in the shadows, his presence heralded by a growing sense of unease, a feeling of being watched. Some claim he can stretch his limbs, his body contorting in unnatural ways, his long bony fingers reaching out to snatch his victims, dragging them screaming into the darkness. Others whisper of his ability to induce amnesia, erasing all memory of their encounter, leaving behind only a chilling sense of something missing, something terribly wrong. The stories vary, but the fear remains constant. He became a viral phenomenon, his image plastered across the internet, his legend spreading like wildfire. Fan art, videos, even video games, all dedicated to the entity that embodied the terror of the unknown. So the next time you're alone in the dark and you feel a chill down your spine, remember the Slender Man.
Tonight, we delve into the depths of human terror, exploring a creature so terrifying, so utterly unnerving, that its very existence seems to defy explanation. A creature that haunts not our dreams, but the fleeting moments between wakefulness and sleep, the fragile space where our minds are most vulnerable. This is the story of the rake. Imagine, if you will, waking in the dead of night, your heart pounding, a cold sweat clinging to your skin. You feel a presence in the room, a sense of being watched, but when you turn on the light, there's nothing there. But the feeling lingers, a knot of dread twisting in your gut. You try to shake it off, to rationalize it away, but deep down, you know something is wrong. This, my friends, is where the rake thrives. It begins subtly, a fleeting glimpse of movement in the corner of your eye, a scratching sound outside your window. You dismiss it as your imagination playing tricks, but the encounters escalate, becoming more frequent, more intense. Then, one night, you see it. A creature, hunched and hairless, its skin pale and sickly, its eyes two black voids reflecting your terror back at you. Its movements are jerky, unnatural, like a puppet controlled by unseen strings. They say it's drawn to fear, feeding off the terror of its victims. It stalks them relentlessly, appearing in their homes, their cars, even in their dreams. Its haunting image seared into their minds. Some victims describe a chilling grin stretching across its face, a grotesque parody of human expression. Others claim it whispers their names, its voice a raspy, guttural sound that sends chills down their spines. There are reports of the rake attacking, its long, sharp claws tearing at flesh, leaving behind gruesome wounds that defy explanation. But more often than not, it simply observes, its presence alone enough to drive its victims to the brink of madness. So tonight, as you close your eyes and drift off to sleep, remember the rake.
Tonight, we journey behind the Iron Curtain into the depths of Soviet-era Russia, where a chilling experiment unfolded, pushing the boundaries of human endurance and unleashing a horror that continues to haunt us to this day. This is the story of the Russian sleep experiment. The year is 1947. Deep within a secret laboratory hidden from the prying eyes of the world, a group of scientists embarked on a sinister experiment. Their subjects, 5 political prisoners deemed expendable by the state. Their goal, to test the limits of human sleep deprivation and the effects of a mysterious gas known as Nikolaev stimulant. The prisoners were promised freedom in exchange for their cooperation. Little did they know, they were about to become victims in a horrific game of scientific curiosity. Sealed inside a hermetically sealed chamber, the air thick with the stench of fear and anticipation, the experiment began. For the first few days, everything seemed normal. The prisoners joked, they reminisced, clinging to their sanity as the hours turned into days. But as the stimulant coursed through their veins, keeping sleep at bay, their behavior began to change. Paranoia set in. They whispered to each other in hushed tones, accusing each other of betrayal, their words laced with fear and suspicion. Their sleep-deprived minds, pushed to the brink, began to unravel. Hallucinations followed. The walls seemed to close in, the air thick with unseen terrors. The prisoners, once comrades in confinement, now saw each other as monsters, their humanity stripped away by the relentless march of sleeplessness. The scientists, peering through the one-way glass, watched in horrified fascination as the experiment spiraled out of control. The prisoners, driven mad by sleep deprivation and the gas, turned on each other, their screams echoing through the chamber, a symphony of madness and despair. Days turned into weeks, the chamber becoming a charnel house of shattered minds and broken bodies. The prisoners, reduced to shadows of their former selves, scratched at the walls, their fingernails torn and bloodied, their eyes burning with a primal fear. When the scientists finally opened the chamber, the stench of death and decay hit them like a physical blow. The experiment, deemed a horrific failure, was quickly swept under the rug, its secrets buried deep within the annals of Soviet history.
These stories, born in the depths of the internet, have transcended the digital realm, seeping into our collective consciousness, becoming modern-day folklore. They remind us that fear is a powerful force, one that can unite us even as it terrifies us. If you are interested in more scary stories, leave us a comment and we will prepare more. Until next time, sleep tight and remember, the shadows are always listening,